Some more truth for you today on the subject of the origins of classical architecture. My book, Classical Architecture's African Roots, is being released November 3rd for free online. Today we're going to look at where the word architect comes from. The word architect is Greek. It goes back to ancient Greek times, and it translates to master builder or chief builder, chief carpenter. Archi is master or chief, and tekton is builder or carpenter. Prior to this, which is historically known as Greek's Dark Age, about 1200 BC to 750 BC, and you only see the word tekton in use, which is carpenter or builder. For most of Greek's Dark Age, there was a ban, a travel restriction on entering ancient Egypt, Kemet. In 664, Pharaoh Psamtik lifted that ban, and Greeks were admitted into Kemet for the first time in a long time. In Kemet, the word they used to describe those in charge of design and construction was translated to chief or master of building. Very similar. Now, this may or may not be a coincidence, but another thing you see is directly after this point of the ban being lifted, you see the first stone temples in Greece, the start of classical architecture, essentially, as we are taught. Some of the first architects from Greece we know were in Kemet directly before the creation of these buildings. Theodorus of Samos is one of those, and today he is credited with several inventions. Theodorus of Samos in several sources is credited with inventing the ruler, the square, the level, and yet you can find all these tools, artifacts from much earlier, hundreds of years, almost 1,000 years earlier in Kemet. And we also know Theodorus of Samos, directly after his supposed inventions, was in Kemet, exposed to the stone temples of which he was then able to emulate in Greece. And as a whole, they lifted up their status to that of a master or chief, and you have the invention of the word architect. It's not what we are taught, but it is the truth, and we need to get the truth out there.